Okay, so we're going to talk about scent matching today. And if you just joined me from my first shave with the R41 of the Groomsman channel, thank you. This is my channel where I focus more on not just shaving, but how you put everything together. And that's specifically what this video is about today, because we're talking about scent matching. Scent matching can be a nightmare when you're just doing 2 out of 3. If you're a wet shaver and you like fragrances, then you gotta match an aftershave to a fragrance. And there's a lot of dupes out there, and it's fine. Similar to the pomade world, I mean, maybe you have a beard and you have a beard balm or something, or you have a hair product, and then you have a fragrance. And there's a lot of popular fragrances like Adventus, and let's see, Sauvage is a big one too, where people are going to, they're popular and people are going to want them. Other times you've got to kind of mix and match based on notes, and we'll do a video on that a little bit later. This is kind of in the same vein. So unless you buy all the products from the same place, so like if Creed, God help us if they do, started making, an aftershave that matched Viking, and then they also made a pomade that would probably be shit, honestly, but it would be really expensive, and boom, you're good to go. Otherwise, you got to find people who are doing versions or takes or dupes or whatever, which is kind of what today is about. So first of all, Sony Wave. It's a cologne that one of my best friends, Jason, got me for my birthday. It was an early birthday present. And the thing about the cologne that's interesting is that it's not created to necessarily be a dupe of what it's associated with. So people, am I in the wrong section? Here it is. People associate it with another popular cologne. So I'm going to talk about it. The sophisticated aroma features base notes of herbal patchouli, creamy vanilla orchid, earthy oak moss, and Haitian vetiver. This combination gives the cologne a strong, earthy accord with a smoky undertone. Heart notes of rosemary and lavender incorporate a delicate floral accord into the scent, while herbal notes of clary sage and Egyptian pelargonium tone down the sweetness. A variety of C notes give the top layer of the scent a marine accord, and bright, refreshing notes of mandarin and other citruses keep the aroma vibrant and lively. So, last month I got Mars by the Razor Company and Shannon Soaps, and I just used that in my previous video, and there's going to be footage of me adding the aftershave on. I don't know. I'm going to incorporate it here. This is a bit of a test video of me trying to actually do things more professionally, so bear with me or leave. But Shannon Soap, so Mars Special Edition Shaving Soap inspired by Chanel L'Homme. Notes the aromatic, musky scent features fresh and sparkling notes of Italian mandarin that team with green, coniferous, Moroccan cypress for a vibrant aromatic impetus to the fragrance. Musky notes flourish in the warm and almondy accords of Venezuelan tonka bean, unfurling a sensual enveloping trail. So, if you read those notes separately, like I just did, there isn't a lot of carryover there, right? Now, I could read you the notes for Chanel L'Homme, which version, right? But it's popular, people can look it up. So, YouTube was comparing, a lot of people are comparing this Sony Wave, which is a fraction of what you pay for Chanel L'Homme, or really any of the dupes out there, to, Chanel L'Homme. So Jason, knowing that I was interested in that fragrance after getting this shave set, did the research, got me this. It's much more reasonable. It's more like something that I would buy for myself, and they pair together. So I really like both of them. I think they're great. I think the Sony Wave, and how it differs, and you'll see this in actual YouTube reviews, is that it starts off smelling a little like Chanel L'Homme in a good way. There's a lot of, like, it's reminiscent, which is what they're shooting for with this splash and this soap here. They wanted to, to go with it. So you don't want to, if you just get all products that are scented like Chanel L'Homme and you're just shoving them down people's faces, it's going to be overwhelming at some point, especially because the actual cologne and aftershave, a lot of them they have dry downs. So the dry down on the witch hazel base from Shannon soaps, I mean, it just kind of smells the same all day, and that's fine. It gets fainter, and that's good because the Missoni has an actual dry down as cologne that gets a little more, it goes down to those base notes, so they're a little spicier. You got the patchouli and the vetiver and the, what was it, was the oak moss down there? I can't remember it, even look at my own notes. But so they end up changing, and so about the time that the Chanel Roller Home scent of the aftershave starts diminishing is when you get to really start enjoying the dry down, and then eventually the skin scent of the Missoni Wave. So that's great. So now what do you do with the hair product for that? And I've let my hair dry too much, so bear with me here. Now I'm in the process of getting an actual heavy hold unorthodox water base that's going to be scented, probably quite close based on what I know about the brewer, to Chanel Roller Home. And so this is gonna be like, if I'm going out this summer, are we gonna go out this summer? That'd be nice, right? But I have 2 kids and there's a pandemic and a potential 3rd world war and whatever, let's not get ahead of ourselves. But I'm just planning on living my life this summer, and it'd be nice to smell good when I do that. So I'm planning to have that be a combination. I'm gonna have this shave set from Shannon Soaps and the Razor Company, and this cologne, and then a hair product to kind of tie it all together. In the meantime though, see my waves are coming out. I actually got back in the shower to rinse off, and then I did this before I started the video and I screwed up. Believe it, if you can believe that I've done worse than what you're watching right now. No going back. I only got so much time, but get this all wet here. I'm gonna be using one of my favorite things to do when you have kind of a scent match thing going on is I can go through all my hair products, and I can kind of, I can find something that's going to, hit some of these notes. But since these two are already so different in their note base, I've decided just to go with something simple and clean. So I'm gonna go with the Grim Grease Heavy UWB. This is not a review of this. I did a review of this on my Instagram, and I'll post that below. But this is a kind of a barbershop thing. I know he's got oak moss in it. It's not gonna really add in anything here, but it's gonna be inoffensive, and barbershop is a really safe scent to go with, especially the lighter ones when you're trying to scent match something in terms of, like a cologne, especially if you already have an aftershave that's close. I mean, this just has barbershop quality about it. I thought about using the cream pomade. I thought about using an oil base that I'm really into right now that I think would even match this even better, but I'm not leaving the house today. I don't need to impress anybody, but this isn't going to add to the scent profile we have going on right now, but it's also not gonna just like shock people. It's not super strongly scented. It just kind of smells clean and masculine. There's some bay leaf in there and stuff. I mean, it'd be like if you got, like I did on Friday, I got my cologne and everything, and then I went and got a haircut, and then you smell like you're at a barbershop. So barbershop to me, especially for men, I don't want to say, it's like a cheat. It's like a way you can cheat the system when it comes to scent matching, because it's totally okay for a dude to smell like a barbershop, in addition to whatever else, in my opinion. You just smell like, I look like I just came from the barbershop with how fresh my haircut still looks and everything, so yeah. So this product is very waxy. This isn't a review. I don't do reviews. I said I did a review anyways. It's my experience with it. I can't tell you how it's gonna work with your hair, but the notes here are the ingredients. We have water, of course, beeswax, coconut oil, soy, lecithin, borax. Yeah, these are borax. So sorry, everyone overseas. Fragrance, essential oils, Optifin Plus, vitamin E oil, tea tree oil, and love. And it's that love that I think really sets Grim Grease apart from other home brewers. But anyways, so I just want to put something in my hair that's not going to clash and isn't going to compete, and that I can wash out tomorrow so I can start a proper grease week if I want. And yeah, so since we're here anyways, we've come this far, and this video is already a bit of a mess. These are my 3 tools in the order that I use them for styling my hair right now. So we have the Kent Gel Styler. This is a very tight nylon brush. The Chicago Combs number 6, yep, which is a, you know, wide side and fine tooth side. And then we have the number 7, which is, if you're having any trouble doing a pomp style or anything, you need to get this. I refuse to believe that a pick was gonna have that much of an impact on my styling. I just didn't see how it would work. And it's the same reason now that I'm planning to get an actual, honest to goodness, Denman for styling my hair with oil bases, because I was so wrong about how much of an impact that was going to have. So we start with this one. We're going to get all the products spread through the hair evenly. This is almost like a third video. And I stopped cheating until recently. I was doing a hard part, but I'm trying to, which is fine, it's traditional. I'm not judging you for doing the hard part. If you're parting something, if you just do a hard part to do a hard part, I'm gonna just tell you that I think you look like a douche. I mean, I've done it when I first started getting into hair and everything, when it was, you know, it was trendy then. But if it's parting something, good on you. It makes life easier, honestly. I've done it. I would consider doing it again, honestly, because this is such a pain sometimes. But I'm growing it out the hard part to see how much of a pain it's going to be in my life, because it would be nice not to have to be married to it. And yeah, so anyways, hard parts. If it's parting something, you're good. If it's not, and this is my opinion, why? You just have a line shaved in your head. I mean, if you have more than one, okay, cool, if you're going for something, but I don't know, whatever. It's just me. So you can see we already have a pretty decent shape going right here. This is a very heavy, waxy, water-based pomade. Now, it doesn't harden and flake like a gel. It's called an unorthodox water base, and they're not that new. They've been around for a while. This isn't like a new product or anything, but it's, for me, this one stands the test of time for sure. It's actually right up there, and I'm glad with the custom product I'm ordering that's going to have the Chanel scent to it. It's not by these guys. If they did one, I would get it, though. Francisco, just so you know. But very waxy, very easy to build. So just going to build this pomp up a bit. I don't go for like a crazy high forward pomp because it would collapse with how heavy my hair is, honestly. But, and honestly, sometimes my hair needs a little bit of time to settle before it looks its best. So that's why if you've ever seen my hair just looking like complete garbage in a video, even if I said I styled it, these waves need time to be beaten into submission. But yeah. And then I'm really bad at combing the back of my head, but we'll see what we can do here. He did more of like a V shape this time so that the hair going back actually has something to hang on to. So I still like having like that drop around the O bone, because I don't really have a super prominent occipital bone, in my opinion anyways. But I like that. You know, I told him let's kind of lean into more of a pompadour style. Like I was getting a decent style and everything from what we did, but it would be nice to just lean in, because I haven't leaned in a long time to just trying to go for that style, which is when you're, you know, handle is Pomp GT and you don't have a pompadour. People are probably like, what? But yeah. So that's how I do it with this. You know, this is like one of the few products in my collection that I would have had so much confidence that I could build this hairstyle with, that I would do it, you know, with no do-overs. Like there's no going back now. You always make sure you didn't leave any hair behind in a jar of anything. If it's water-based, if it's a gel, it'll rot immediately. Like you're lucky to get a year out of a gel anyways. If it's an unorthodox water-based, you can probably get away. I'm just making sure there's no t-shirt fuzz in there either. with no hair, but you're going to get a couple years out of it at its best. Oil-based, as long as you don't let any moisture and hair in there or whatever, it's going to live pretty much, it's going to outlive you potentially. But thank you, Grim Grease, as always. So there you go. So I'm happy with it. So now I've got this masculine barbershop kind of thing going on up here, but then as you go down, I'm still going to be able to catch whiffs of both the Mars from Shannon Soaps as well as the Missoni wave, and that's gonna keep me smelling good all day. So there you go, easy scent matching in a nutshell. All right, okay. And I'd mentioned when I hit 50 subscribers that I was gonna do a giveaway of some kind, and then I don't know, my giveaway idea kind of fell apart because Sheer Revival kind of relaunched. So I don't know. I mean, they relaunched their branding and everything, but if you're still interested in the hair stuff, like, you know, if anyone comments, if you want a sample of anything old school Sheer Revival, I mean, I've got stuff they're not going to make anymore. You know, you can go back to I don't even know where the video was, so we can talk about it. But the first person to comment and say, I don't know, SR, gets to talk to me about getting some samples of Sheer Revival products. So, and you can have that deodorant. So anyways, bit of a mess. My life's a bit of a mess. It's been a crazy week. It's getting better now, but there you go.